There is an almost certain chance that Harry and Meghan will lose their royal status. Eventually, even the devil's grin will disappear. Howdy, pals. Hello and welcome to Royal Family News Update, where we will be bringing you the latest breaking news about the royal couple most infamous for their hypocrisy, Harry and Meghan Markle. Since their strained relationship with the royal family was exposed in a Netflix documentary, the evil Sussexes are likely to lose their titles. Harry's criticism of the royal family continued throughout the six-part, two-part series. He even brought up his feud with his brother, Prince William. It's 2-1 that the Sussexes will lose their thrones, according to OLGB, because of the couple's strained relationship with Harry's family. You can also get odds of 5-1 that Harry and Meghan will split up, 10-1 that they'll move back to the UK, and 100-1 that Meghan will run for president. When compared to other members of the royal family, King Charles' resignation has 20-1 odds. There has been much speculation that Harry and Meghan might lose their royal titles since a few months ago. A few Tory MPs even called for the removal of the titles after the first episode of the Netflix documentary series aired earlier this month. Island lawmaker Bob Seeley said the couple was trashing the monarchy and that he planned to introduce a bill to take their titles away because of it. A political problem exists, he went on to say. He has insulted his own family, made a fortune off of their misfortune, and is now criticizing several major institutions in our nation. Tim Lawton, the Member of Parliament for East Worthing and Shoreham in Sussex at the time, tweeted his ashamed reaction to the fact that Harry and Meghan share the Sussex surname. He said, "I am sad that this terribly humiliating marriage holds the title of our beautiful county. He is a representative for Sussex and a native of the county. Take back your rightful place at the top from someone who has clearly proven they do not belong there." After attacking the royal family and the country, if these two had any decency at all, they would voluntarily renounce any hereditary or other titles they may hold and stand on their own 2 feet. Naturally, they won't do that because they value capitalizing on the monarchy's attention, which they cannot achieve without. They are nobody if they don't have that link. Although some conservative lawmakers would like to strip Harry and Meghan of their titles, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak appears to be dismissive of the idea. "I assume you are referring to a private member's bill which we do not support," Downing Street said in response to a question about whether the Prime Minister would back such a plan. There has already been a private member bill introduced in Parliament, but Sunak is not interested in it. It needs the support of a majority of legislators in order to become law and allow the king to cancel the titles. I don't understand why Sunak thinks it's irrelevant. It should be legal to assume the prince title and other titles like duke, but this is not currently the case. Since they supported the enemy in World War I, 4 British royals lost their titles under the Deprivation Law of 1917. Denmark is the most recent country where members of the current royal family have taken titles from non-working members of the family, and Parliament added 2 new councillors of state to the list, so laws can be changed if Parliament gets its act together and Sunak plays the game. Instead of contacting the DA, who will just use your letter as fodder for the news, you should probably write to the Prime Minister or your Member of Parliament if you want the titles removed. King Charles can't remove Harry from his position as a Councillor of State without first having a law passed by Parliament that specifically allows him to do so, and even then, he's limited to writing and lobbying the legislature. To make this happen, the law needs to be supported by as many people as possible, both inside and outside of Parliament. Although the Sussexes' Netflix show has been met with equal parts praise and criticism, Harry has shown no inclination to publicly air his views on life in the royal family. On January 10, Harry will release his autobiography, Spare, which may include further criticism of the royal family's treatment of Meghan. To tell Harry's story with raw, unflinching honesty, Spare has been billed as a landmark publication by its publishers. Also, full of insight, revelation, self-examination, and hard-won wisdom about the eternal power of love over grief, as the blurb puts it. The release of Harry's book is expected to coincide with a dramatic increase in demand for plastic buckets, say industry experts. Also, Hell talk about the book in an interview with ITV. Tom Bradby, the reporter who probed Meghan's health during the Sussexes' tour of South Africa in 2019, will conduct the interview. The authors and publishers of Spare have marketed it as a landmark work that will tell Harry's story with raw, unvarnished honesty. Full of insight, revelation, self-examination, and hard-won wisdom about the enduring power of love over loss, the authors promise of their forthcoming book. Eliminating Harry as a potential heir is more urgent than stripping him of titles. He has no business being near the throne. Others have mentioned that the line of succession eliminates any potential dangers, and while they are welcome to complain about it, most people have grown tired of hearing the same tired arguments or the same tired lies over and over again. The vile liar's wife made a statement that was corroborated by multiple sources, and it has stuck with me ever since. She and her husband are a plane crash away from taking the throne. What a pair of disgusting parasites and leeches. Even though I'd like nothing more than for the family to sever ties with these two and kick them into the abyss, I believe that the family should remain silent and allow Parliament to take the necessary action. If she continues to be disregarded, she will become increasingly irrational and aggressive. Just do it. Harry offered to give them up voluntarily if he didn't get his way with in and out. But I believe they are keeping them in the hopes that Charles will put them in abeyance, issue orders that they not be used, or formally remove them so that they can add another piece to their victimhood puzzle. Despite public distaste for the Montecito monsters and support for stripping their titles, nothing will occur unless the king asks Parliament to set the process in motion, which I think is unlikely. The Sussex will revert to Prince, and Meghan will become Princess Harry, a more prestigious title she will undoubtedly embrace, unless all titles and succession rights are abolished. If the king simply keeps them as the Sussex family without inviting them to any royal events or making any public mention of them, the Sussex will lose the royal connections that keep them in the media spotlight. Is it better to ignore them and cut off their access to publicity, or what? As more and more people become sick of their antics, they will die out. If Harry and Meghan are dethroned, what do you think? Please share your opinions in the space provided below. This video was made with the intention of being useful, and we certainly hope that it has been. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with your friends. This newsletter has been aired. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.